I don't know if you're Jerry Reese, how you answer those questions any way than you did yesterday, and then expect anything other than what you got today in response to the reporters writing the article.
I'll give you one quote that opened my eyes that I don't know people really paid too much attention to, and it's only because I watch these press conferences. You know, Ben McAdoo, the one thing he has said when they lose a game on Monday is the week of practice, we practiced great, we were ready, everything was wonderful. Yesterday, Reese, you win during the week, you don't win on Sunday. Well, if he's telling me that they're not getting, I don't want to say enough of the work, but the work isn't good enough, basically, if they're losing on Sunday because of the week put in, McAdoo gushes about their practice habits. So which is it? So, there's a disconnect somewhere because it's not translating on Sunday. And I'm not even talking about this pair with all the injuries now. You can go back to the first few weeks of the season.
I would say the first 3 games of the seasons were the eye-opener because I was telling Al, you know, as opposed to being 1-6, they could be 3-4 here right now.
Could be.
If they would have played a little bit better in a couple earlier games, a little bit more competitive in a couple earlier games, which they didn't do. And then before you know it, the season gets away from you. And they could be the San Diego Chargers or the Los Angeles Chargers right now. The Chargers have won the last 3 games. They started out just like the Giants, 0-4, and now they are 3-4, and they have a completely different view of who they are as a team, as opposed to where the New York Giants are at 1-6. The thing that I would say, it was interesting last night on Inside the NFL, they put a thing together to have me, Ray, and Phil talk about why we would want to go and run the Cleveland Browns and clean up the Cleveland Browns and fix them like we have all the answers. Because,
Right.
you know, when you're on TV and you got a microphone in front of your face, you have all the answers. So, you know, Phil and Ray go and do their interviews with JB and Judy Batista, and they're doing, you know, this is why I should be there. This is why I should run the team. This is how I'm going to do this and all that other stuff, right? So now it's my turn to sit in a seat. I sit in a seat, and I go, well, you know what? Let's be honest. I don't want this job. The people who own this team and the people who root for this team would not want me to take this job because as a former Bengal, why would the hell they want to, you know, me to go handle the Browns, right? My hat in the ring for Phil Simms, and I'll buy him the bus ticket out of here. And the reason I say that is because Phil Simms, that's what he wants to do. So
Right.
why am I talking about Phil in this regard? Well, watching Jerry Reese doing what he did yesterday and thinking about Phil Simms maybe someday doing that for a team, I'm like, that's like the utter misery of that part of the job.
Sure.
Now, the good part of the job outweighs the bad parts.
Does it, though?
I'm sure that when Jerry Reese is receiving his Super Bowl ring, you know, the high of that.
That makes up for the other 8 years, though?
Well, I'm just saying for him, I'm saying as business. I'm not talking about from a fan.
Sure.
I'm not talking about from a writer's standpoint who's grilling him yesterday. But the highs of winning the Super Bowl in that position have got to be enormous. And the lows are low. There's no question about it. And he's had his share of low, periods over the last 5 years. I would just say that it is not a good situation where the Giants are right now. And this is the interesting thing. Moving forward, knowing what you now know about the Eagles, the Cowboys, and the Redskins and who their quarterbacks are going to be for the next 10 years, something has got to get done here.